All right, folks, buckle up. We've got a situation brewing that should have every American concerned about their privacy. The ACLU is going to war, and it's over something called the United States DOGE Service, or USDS. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. We're talking potentially unrestricted access to your most sensitive data. Think Treasury records, student loans, even Medicare and Medicaid info. Is this a legitimate attempt to streamline government, or a massive overreach? The ACLU thinks it's the latter, and they're not backing down. They're demanding answers, and frankly, so should we. So, what is this USDS anyway? The details are murky, which is part of the problem. Essentially, it's a government initiative established through an executive order. We'll get to the implications of that in a bit, aimed at improving efficiency and leveraging data across federal agencies. The idea, in theory, is noble, to streamline processes and make government more effective. But the devil, as always, is in the details. And the details, in this case, are terrifyingly vague. What data are they accessing? How are they using it? And most importantly, what safeguards are in place to protect our privacy? These are the questions the ACLU is demanding answers to. That's where the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, comes in. The ACLU has filed a FOIA request, essentially demanding that the government cough up the documents and shed some light on the USDS's operations. They want to know exactly what data is being accessed, who is accessing it, and how it's being used. This isn't just some bureaucratic squabble. This is a fundamental fight for transparency and accountability. The ACLU is acting as a watchdog, holding the government accountable and ensuring that our rights are protected. We should all be grateful for their vigilance. And here's where things get really interesting and a little scary. The text suggests the USDS might be using artificial intelligence to analyze this sensitive data. Now, AI can be a powerful tool for good, but it also raises huge ethical and privacy concerns. Imagine AI algorithms sifting through your financial records, your medical history, and your student loan information. What conclusions are they drawing? Are they making biased decisions based on flawed data? And who's overseeing the process to ensure fairness and accuracy? The potential for abuse is enormous. Let's break down the potential risks, starting with the immediate impact. The first and most obvious risk is data security. Increased access to sensitive data means increased vulnerability to data breaches. If hackers gain access to the USDS systems, they could potentially expose the personal information of millions of Americans. This isn't just a theoretical concern. Data breaches are happening all the time, and the consequences can be devastating. Identity theft, financial fraud, and even reputational damage are all potential outcomes. The intermediate consequences are equally alarming. If the USDS's data practices are perceived as intrusive or mishandled, public trust in government agencies could be significantly eroded. And once that trust is lost, it's incredibly difficult to regain. A government that's not trusted by its citizens is a government that's less effective and less legitimate. This could lead to increased political polarization and a decline in civic engagement. But the long-term implications are perhaps the most concerning. The USDS initiative could lead to a significant restructuring of government IT infrastructure, potentially centralizing data access and creating a massive database of citizen information. This raises the specter of a surveillance state, where the government has unprecedented access to our personal lives. This isn't just about privacy, it's about freedom and autonomy. We need to be vigilant in protecting our rights and ensuring that the government doesn't overstep its bounds. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the adjacent industry impact. The USDS initiative is likely to create a boom in the cybersecurity sector. As government agencies scramble to protect their data, they'll need to invest in new security technologies and hire more cybersecurity professionals. This could be a positive development for the industry, creating new jobs and driving innovation. But it's also a reflection of the inherent risks associated with increased data access. The potential use of AI by the USDS will also put AI ethics under increased scrutiny. As AI becomes more pervasive in government operations, it's crucial to establish clear ethical guidelines and ensure that AI systems are used responsibly. This will require collaboration between government, industry, and academia to develop standards and best practices. The socioeconomic impact of the USDS initiative is potentially significant. Increased public anxiety about government surveillance could lead to a decline in trust in government institutions and a chilling effect on civil liberties. People may become hesitant to exercise their rights if they fear government surveillance. This could have a profound impact on our society and our democracy. Now, let's talk about executive orders. What is an executive order and how does it work? Article explains, executive orders are directives issued by the president that have the force of law. They're a powerful tool, but they can also be controversial. Executive orders can be used to bypass Congress and implement policies without proper debate or oversight, and they can be easily overturned by subsequent presidents. This creates policy uncertainty and can lead to legal challenges. In the case of the USDS, the fact that it was established through an executive order raises concerns about executive overreach. Did the president consult with Congress before issuing the order? Was there adequate public input? These are important questions to consider when evaluating the legitimacy of the USDS. This is where Congress needs to step in. Congress has the power to oversee the executive branch and ensure that it's not exceeding its authority. Congress can hold hearings, demand documents, and even pass legislation to limit the scope of the USDS. It's crucial that Congress exercises its oversight responsibilities and protects the rights of American citizens. So, what can you do? First, demand transparency. Contact your elected officials and tell them you're concerned about the USDS and its potential impact on your privacy. Support organizations like the ACLU that are fighting for data privacy and government accountability, and stay informed. The more we know about what's happening, the better equipped we are to protect our rights. We're at a crossroads when it comes to data privacy. The technologies of today are powerful and constantly evolving. The decisions we make now will shape the future of our society. We need to strike a balance between innovation and privacy, between security and freedom. It's not going to be easy, but it's essential. The future of our democracy depends on it. The ACLU's fight against the USDS is a reminder that we can never take our privacy for granted. We must always be vigilant in protecting our rights and holding the government accountable. The stakes are too high to remain silent. So, let's make our voices heard and demand a future where data privacy is not just a privilege, but a fundamental right. Thanks for watching, and stay informed.